Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we'll be looking at the stocks on the move, stocks that are moving in a strong uptrend or have shown a breakout or having good momentum behind them in the S&P 100 index. So I'm recording this video on November 10th, and the standard disclaimer, this video is only for informational educational purpose and it is not cannot be considered as financial advice. You need to consult with your own financial advisor before you make any financial decisions. And if you are new to this channel, I am Vinod and I am a systematic momentum based trader. I use momentum as a primary factor for selecting stocks because momentum is one of the best factors in predicting future stock returns, and it is also very easier to implement because we are only looking at how fast the price is moving, how fast the stock is moving up, and it is less time consuming and it's easy to implement, and that's the reason why I use momentum. And systematic because it removes emotions from your trades. And let's get started. So I have a list of companies. Last week was an exceptional week for S&P 500 index as well as all the indices and almost the entire US stock market after the US stock results, and because there is certainty in the market. And to give you a context, out of the S&P 100 stocks index, 34 of them gave a breakout, or around 34 stocks gave a close above their 3-month high. I have posted about this in my Patreon community, where I post about the top 10 momentum stocks in the various indices like S&P 100, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, and I also listed the 34 stocks that gave a breakout this week, that is November 4th to 12th. In today's video, we'll be looking at some of these stocks and looking at the chart patterns, and we'll look at I'll share my knowledge around when I would enter or like what I might have positions in some of these stocks as well, and I'll give you a general view of how do you approach, so that it is you can use the same style in other stocks as well. So the first one on the list is Tesla. So we are looking at it on a daily time frame. Earlier I didn't like this one because the momentum faded out after the robotaxi event, but momentum is back after the results, and it has also given a close above its major resistance. It was trying to break out of the 260 levels multiple times, like here once, here twice, thrice, and 4 times, and 5th time, and finally it did give a convincing breakout. If we look at it on a weekly time frame as well, it has given a very strong close above its major resistance around the 300 levels. And I do not have a position in Tesla right now, but if I am trying to enter this one, I'll be trying to enter around the 21-day moving average or around the 50-day moving average when it is pulling back, because nothing goes up straight. It will have to come back because of some profit booking or for some news or something. The stock will pull back to its either the 21-day moving average or the 50-day moving average, and that's where I'll try to initiate a position in Tesla. I'll be making a separate video around like if you're a beginner trader, how do you enter. Like some of them enter on like breakout levels and some of them like enter on their pullback. The advantage of entering on pullback is that you are risking a very small amount or your risk is lower. However, when you are entering a breakout trade, your risk is higher. So to explain with Tesla's example, so when you are entering around these pullback levels and you have a stop loss around, let's say, this level, suppose you are entering around this pullback levels, and that is around 224, and you have your stop loss at 210. So the amount of money that you are risking is relatively small, like this one. However, when you buy breakouts like this and you're entering around these levels, let's say you bought this breakout, what the amount of money that we are risking, suppose if you are having your stop loss at this level, that is around the 240 levels, the amount of money that you will be risking will be relatively higher. So that's the two different styles. That is whether you like to enter on pullbacks or whether you like to enter on breakouts is depending upon your style of trading and depending upon your personality. And you can also use, like for beginners it's better you stick to pullback, and for experienced traders you can use breakout because you would be able to know more about or have more context around a particular stock, and you will be using profiles like volume profiles and other information to have a more convincing case whether this breakout can be brought, because almost like there are a number of breakouts which will fail or will either retest, and you can also enter on retest. So what do I mean by retest is that once a stock breaks out from these levels, it might retest and then continue to move higher. So when you're buying retests as well, the amount of money that you are risking will be lower. So if you're a beginner, it is better you stick to either pullback or retest of breakouts rather than buying the breakouts. But if you're an experienced trader, you can go for taking breakout trades as well, because you will be having more context and you will be having additional information to differentiate between good breakouts and bad breakouts. So that's the the second one on the list is Oracle. So Oracle has also been in a strong momentum, and we did cover this in this channel around these levels, where I have shown that it always gaps up and then retraces and then it is moving up. So similar to Tesla, you can wait for a pullback because it has been one of the strongest momentum stocks. Like if you look at you can see that it's currently at number 3 in the S&P 100 index with the 6-month rate of change. So it is one of the strong momentum stocks. I don't have a position right now. I'll wait for a pullback. That is on Oracle. The third one on the list is GILD, Gilead Sciences. They got some of their this is a very nice setup if you look at it, because it is coming out of a very large base. And it is also showing some good volume here. So I like these kind of breakouts which form large bases and then give a breakout. This is one of the very nice setups. It's a textbook based like breakout pattern. The next one on the list is Walmart. Walmart has also been in a strong momentum. Like you can see, it has been in a good 45-degree angle. The momentum quality is also very good. It is moving up steadily in like a 45-degree angle, and we can also see that periodically it has retested back to its 21-day, 50-day moving average, and then it has moved higher and higher. So the recent pullbacks haven't reached even the 50-day moving average, which shows that the current buyers are clearly in control of this particular one, and it's been moving in a very with a strong momentum, and it is trying to break out again, and it is trying to make new all-time highs. This is a very good one. That's Walmart. The next one on the list is Morgan Stanley. So it is also given a breakout. You can see like from here, it did give a breakout. The breakout failed. It did retest again, and then it's trying to move up again. So there was a huge gap up after the election results, and the stock is trying to pull back. I would like, if I intend to enter this one, I would wait for a pullback because it is looking like it is going to pull back. And it was also going up with nice volume as well. So there will be a lot of buyers already in this particular one. That is that is Morgan Stanley. The next set of companies are AT&T. So AT&T is also gave a breakout around 20 levels, and it is trying to make higher highs. It's trying to consolidate here. It's consolidating for a few weeks, and like I might, like if I want to take a position, I might look for a close or a price to cross these levels. If it crosses 22 levels, I might take a position. Because it's been one of the strong momentum stocks, and the price is also very low, like $21. Why does this matter is that there's a certain thing called as bang for the buck. Like when the price is lower, you get more units in your stock. So this is one thing that I'll definitely have in my watch list. The next one is Cisco. Cisco is also trying to take out a major resistance around 58. We'll need to wait and watch if this is taken out convincingly. Like I'll wait for a close above these levels before I initiate any positions. Right now I do not have a position in Cisco. It has been showing good momentum in the last 6 months, and and it is trying to break out from this, take out, it's forming a major base and it is trying to break out from the 58 levels. So the Cisco is also one that will definitely be on my watch list. The next one is Costco. It has been in my momentum portfolio that trades the S&P 100 index top 10 stocks. It is making all-time highs, and it is just like Walmart. It has been retracing and it has been scaling new highs and moving with a strong momentum. Like even if you look at the recent price action, the stock was consolidating in this phase and it has given a breakout. So when you see a consolidation like this and it gives a breakout, it is a very good sign, showing that the buyers are still in control. The buyers want to take it even higher. That's what is happening right now. So whenever the price falls, there is some buyers, more and more buyers coming in and trying to absorb that selling pressure, and they are trying to take it to higher levels. So this is also a beautiful setup. That is Costco. The next one on the list is Disney. So it is the moving averages are converging and it is trying to give a breakout. It has given a breakout on a short-term basis. Like if you take these levels, it hasn't convincingly closed above the breakout levels. But if we look at the risk reward here, if we have a stop loss around, let's say 94, and we have a higher reward here, because if the stock continues to move higher, it is a very good reward for the amount of risk that we are taking. And these are also very good, like it's some kind of a volume contraction pattern. Like we can see that it's trying to scale up and it's trying to break out of this kind of a ascending triangle kind of a pattern. You can see here. So this is also like a breakout trading pattern. I like these kind of patterns as well. I'll wait for a convincing move above 90 before I initiate any positions. This is a very beautiful pattern, one that has high probability of going in our way. So I like Disney as well. The next one on the list is General Motors. It's also given a breakout. Let's view it. Like you can see that it did break out from this levels. It did pull back to its 21-day moving average, close to the 21-day moving average, and it has moved higher. So that is General Motors. As you can see, the last 6 months it has been moving in a 45-degree angle, showing that it is having good momentum behind it. The final list of companies are CRM. I have a position in this. I had entered it much earlier. The breakout levels here, it was also covered in this channel earlier. As you can see here, it did give a breakout. It did retest or pull back to its 21-day moving average, and it is moving even higher. So you could have either taken the breakout if you're an experienced trader, or you could have waited for the retest of the breakout levels and then taken a trade. And it's moving in the right direction, and it is also like at a major resistance right now, another major resistance. If this gets taken out, it looks like it is taken out, so we can expect some kind of a price action happening here. It might move in the sideways direction for some weeks and before it scales even higher. So that is Salesforce. Cisco we have already covered. Netflix also is one of my currently held stocks in the S&P 100 momentum systematic portfolio. As you can see here, it did pull back after the earnings. It did give a breakout, and this was the move after the breakout, as I had also covered this in a separate video earlier if you have been following this channel. And we can see that it consolidated in a narrow range for just a few weeks or a few days, and then it has given a breakout again. So this means that the buyers are not letting the price to fall lower, and they want to take it even higher. This itself is the volume on the earnings was also a good sign. And it has been one of the strongest momentum stocks in the S&P 100 index. So that is Netflix. The next one is the momentum trade of the decade, Nvidia. It has made a new all-time high, and it has its earning coming up in 1 or 2 weeks, November 20th. So if it surprises the market, we can expect it to make another strong move if the market likes the update that Nvidia is going to give. So Nvidia is one of the strongest players in in the AI market, controlling around 80 or more than 80% of the GPU market, and it is around like 20% of the SMH semiconductor index as well. It's one of the top momentum stocks on the S&P 100, S&P 500 as well as Nasdaq 100. The next one on the list is the final stock on the list is Amazon. Amazon is also near its all-time high. It has given a breakout. There has been some selling going on from Jeff Bezos, and that's the reason for the price Jeff Bezos has been selling his Amazon stocks. They might have other opportunities to invest, and that's the reason the insider selling should not be taken as like a bad sign. They might have other opportunities in private markets or venture capitalists, and that's the reason they might be selling out on their public investments and then making other bets. So, but from a chart pattern perspective, it has given a breakout. I do not have a position in Amazon right now. It is a very nice setup. You can either wait for a pullback to either the 21-day, 50-day moving average, or pull back to the retest levels and then take a trade. Depending upon your style, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So these are the list of stocks that I wanted to cover. And if you haven't joined my Patreon, please do consider joining. I'll be posting more in-depth and a more focused list as well in this community. And please do consider subscribing to this channel. And thank you for watching.